So many have gone before me, always first, always healed, and I remain.
For 38 years, he waited. Not 38 days, not 38 months, 38 years. Years of watching seasons change, years of watching people come and go, years of watching others step into the water while he remained behind. He had dreams once, he had strength once, he had hope once. But time has a way of wearing a man down. The Pool of Bethesda became his world, a place of miracles, yet also a place of heartbreak. Every sunrise brought a little hope. Every sunset carried a little disappointment. People walked past him every day. Some stepped around him. Some ignored him. Some whispered about him. Others pitied him. But no one stayed long enough to know his story. He learned to swallow his tears. He learned to hide his pain. He learned to suffer silently, because that's what life had taught him. And still, he waited because something inside him refused to die. Every time the water stirred, his heart leaped. Maybe this is the moment. Maybe this is finally it. But before he could pull himself forward, others pushed ahead every single time. Not once in 38 years did he reach the pool first. Not once did anyone take his hand and help him. Not once did the world pause long enough to lift him. He was forgotten by people, but he was not forgotten by God, because while he watched the water, heaven was watching him. One quiet morning, when nothing felt different, when the world moved on as usual, when he had no strength left to hope.
Do you want to be made well? Lord, I have no one to help me into the pool. Someone always goes before me.
You have waited long. Yes, far too long. I've waited. I've hoped, but nothing comes.
A man walked toward him, not a priest, not a healer from the pool, not a wealthy man or a kind stranger, but someone greater.
Rise, take up your bed, and walk.
Someone who didn't come to stir the waters, but to stir the impossible. Jesus stood beside him, close enough to hear his heartbeat, close enough to see every scar time had written on his soul. And in a voice gentle enough to calm storms, he asked, "Do you want to be made well?" The man's lips trembled. How could he explain? How could he tell this stranger that he had tried and tried and tried, that he had no one to help him, no one to lift him, that his hope had been trampled by the feet of others for 38 long years? But Jesus already knew. Every disappointment, every lonely night, every tear that fell unnoticed, every time he felt like giving up, every moment he questioned whether God still saw him. And then, with a compassion the world had never shown him, Jesus spoke words that shook eternity itself. "Rise, pick up your mat, and walk." In that moment, heaven touched earth's strength-filled bones that had been lifeless for decades. Tears ran down his face as his legs trembled, then held. He stood. For the first time in 38 years, not because of the pool, not because of an angel, not because he finally reached the water, but because grace reached him, and that same grace is reaching you today. Listen closely. You are not forgotten. Your pain has not been ignored. Your prayers did not vanish into silence. Your story is not too broken for God to rewrite. If you feel like you've been waiting, if you feel overlooked, if life has pushed you aside again and again, hear this truth. God's grace is never out of reach. Jesus knows your story. He knows the years you've been carrying. He knows the weight on your shoulders. And just like he walked toward that man, he can walk toward you right where you are. So lift your heart, open your hands, let hope rise again. Because the same Jesus who healed him is the Jesus who can heal you. This is your Bethesda moment. This is your encounter with grace.